What have we missed since we've been gone? And I'll tell you what, the first 5 weeks we had you in the studio, Max, it was a crunch because you lost every week. Well, we missed your win.
We missed your win.
We missed your win.
Congratulations over a pretty big opponent too. You just fell over the
Did we have a bet?
line.
I think we did.
No, did we?
I reckon we did.
What
Max
was it?
in the morning.
Well, I tell you what, we knew it was exciting times. It'll be great on radio today when you two caught up post-match
We did.
after your big win. Here's the interview between Nick and Max.
I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to some Melbourne wins because we see each other twice a week. We do radio together, and it's been pretty flat. It's been pretty grim. Like every week, Max.
I walk in every Monday and Nick's like, tell us about the culture.
Yeah. How can I ask another question about Melbourne losing?
I'm expecting when I come in Monday, birthday cake, streamers.
I'll make you a cake.
Okay,
I'll make you a cake.
Your birthday's in December, isn't it?
It is.
So birthday cake's either late or early.
Yeah, I just love birthday cakes.
Okay.
In particular, ice cream cakes.
What a bizarre freewheeling post-match interview that turned out.
I don't know where that went then.
But he's right. It has been a bit grim in here on occasion, but a big win on a big stage and emphatic from the D's.
How long's your next stint here? When's your next break?
July.
So what,
Not that I'm
we could
counting.
lose another 6 or 7 games. So it's going to be a while before we
say
move on.
this,
No,
mate.
no, I
Don't
won't.
say this.
It took
No,
a
it's,
while to put the Tigers away, though, didn't it?
Yeah, well, half time, I'm sure. Well, I thought it was an entertaining game, but I managed to delve into Twitter at some point during the weekend, and apparently it was a pretty boring first
It
half.
wasn't. It was good.
But I thought it was an entertaining game. It was close. Richmond probably didn't kick straight in the back end of the second quarter, and that kept us in at half time, and then we were able to put in a pretty good third quarter.
There it was.
How much has it meant the last couple of weeks to the group and the year? Can you look ahead now and is your year back on track? Like how do you summarise it? How do you look forward?
The only real message that sort of I'm telling the boys, Goody's telling the boys, is around just making sure you're proud of the effort you put out. We've dug a pretty big hole. 0-5 is a pretty big hole to come back from. We're going to give it a fair crack. When you're in this stage, you can literally just think about the next week coming up.
Yeah.
And we've got West Coast, the side that we lost to in this exact game last year over in Perth, against a coach who coached against us.
Yeah.
Coached with us last
Knows you
season.
well.
So
Yep.
all you can look at is literally, unfortunately, it's a cliche answer, which I hate giving in Mick in the morning. Sorry, but
We'll take it.
We have to worry about the game ahead.
Yeah.
And then wins and losses, I mean, they matter, but do they in this case? It's just about being able to perform the way we want to be able to perform, and
know wins
we'll be
matter.
proud of that. Wins do matter.
So
Technically, they matter.
if we're to believe the bookmakers, you win this week. Like you will be heavy favourites against the Eagles. So you get to 3-5. Has anyone brought up Hawthorn last year and the fact that they did it? They started 0-5 and then they got hot and they made the finals.
I thought we have Hawthorn the following week. I thought that's what you were alluding to. No, it constantly got
Should have
talked about.
merged.
And Brisbane,
Should have merged with Hawthorn.
Brisbane were 1-4 maybe, and then won the flag. So there's common stories, and if you do want to live in that space, it's okay to live in that space to look at some inspiration on how to do it. But the space that I'm living in is literally just going out and having fun playing footy because I had 5 weeks there where it wasn't that much fun.
Well, you had a blinder against the Tigers and got the medal. Were you happy with your performance and all that?
Yeah, I got benched late. Goody pulled me off. So he probably pulled me off for the last sort of 10 or so minutes. And then you boys kicked 4 in a row.
Yeah,
and
I think you made your point.
I was a little bit cold. I'm like, I think I might be going back on here soon. But no, he kept me off.
You didn't just win the medal though, did you?
What else? I won the LCD.
Yeah, do you reckon you could bring it in actually?
How is this?
Oh, you won the TV.
Yeah, I won the TV.
Yeah.
Can you
I
bring
didn't know
it in?
Thursday night was a TV.
Well, that's the Roo VP. Like,
Yeah, right.
I get to dish
Oh,
it
you
out
pick it?
I pick it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was I close to? It was always going to be me.
Well, it was going to be you regardless whether you got a kick or not. Yeah.
Because James Brayshaw on the rush hour broke one of the screens in here.
Deliberately.
Well, I mean,
It's an act of wanton vandalism.
I do have a plethora of TVs at home, so I mean,
Oh,
we can
you're
work
gonna
out.
donate one?
We can work out a deal.
So you were great again on the weekend. There's
They
a bit
kicked
of-
it down in throat.
yeah,
They
there's a
just
bit
kept
of
kicking
there's a
it
bit
to
of
you.
talk about you at the moment,
Is it?
and whether you are the greatest ruckman of all time. Like you're getting into that sort of stratosphere
Yep.
because you've done it for such a long period and you're still doing it. Hunting your 8th All Australian.
Potentially, if that comes up, yes.
So if you get up this year, that's sort of Robert Harvey, Mark Rasciuto.
How many do you do?
All Australians?
Yeah.
5.
5.
That's not bad.
That's good too.
It's not bad.
That's competitive.
So, well, how do you feel when you
Nothing
hear?
to be ashamed
like,
of.
I know you're not like you're not out hunting media stories and reading about yourself. You're not that sort of guy. But how do you feel when you hear that sort of narrative about yourself?
The only thing I'm really currently proud of myself about, like I post footy, I don't know what I'll look and go, that's amazing. But during footy, the only thing I'm really proud of myself is longevity. The more I go on this game, I see people who were drafted around me. I see teammates. I see other people retire. And to be able to play 9 or 10 seasons in a row with not many injuries at all for the one club.
And finish up at Tasmania.
And finish up at Tasmania.
And finish up at
got 8
Tasmania.
years to
Got
go.
a couple of...
And you've rucked alone for a lot of that. Is
Rucked
the thing.
alone.
That's what I find amazing. I know you've had a few
Had Luke.
come in and
Yeah, Luke for a
but
couple of years.
overall you've done the
And
large
been
stint
CEO at the same time. It's been
CEO,
amazing.
current
fronted every
CEO.
and president and
Captain,
you know,
coach.
Yeah, so to be
President.
loyal and longevity and be able to front up every week is something that I'm pretty proud of. And I think in the ruck game, if you get yourself to the end of the year and you've played 20-odd games, you put yourself in that sort of conversation. But there's some serious rucks going on at the moment. I'm not sure if people watch the ruck battle, but on the weekend, I reckon there was 5 ruck best on grounds. And there was some phenomenal
Yeah, there's
games.
some
Lloyd
good
Meek,
ones.
Tom
I thought
DeConing.
Nank was pretty good. Even
Nank
though
was
you
good.
got the chockies, I thought he was a great contributor.
I
for us
got
on the weekend.
Nathan Jones, midfield coach, told me at half time that I got to stop his clearance game. He's going pretty well, so
Yeah.
he could have been on top then.
But you do so much. We just said, you represent the club. But I was so thrilled to read in the media that Christian Petrarca got up and gave an inspirational speech. And I thought, well, that's great to see some others stepping up and showing some leadership. Only to then read Christian Salem go, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
What are we
that was-
talking about?
So apparently, according, I think it was Tom Morris reported that
Yes.
Yeah.
Petrarca got up and gave a very
Like
inspirational
a rousing speech
during
after
In the
after
change rooms,
in the
apparently.
change
yeah.
rooms
After
after
half-time.
the,
No, after the
After the
win.
win.
after
first
the win, but it was a
Yeah.
rousing. We're back. We're doing well.
Didn't happen.
And then Christian Salem said, I missed it. Did it actually happen?
It was nice of Track to take the load off for me. Christian speaks a lot of times in front of the group, as do a lot of leaders.
Yeah. But this one?
Yeah, certainly didn't happen. Again, Christian Salem's
So what?
answer, I'm going to follow Christian Salem's answer. He must have been in a different room, or I must have been in a different room as well. It may have just been tracking that one room by himself.
What was said at half time? That's what I want to know, because you came out firing. We were in it, and
Yeah.
then you came out. Someone got strips torn off them. Surely.
Yeah, Tommy Sparrow and Jack Viney came out and laid about 10 tackles each.
Yeah, they went nuts.
Yeah, he really wound up the right people, I think, Goody. If there is 2 people that are going to get us back into games from a contest point of view, it is Tommy Sparrow and Jack Viney, and they
Does Goody
tackled
give
their
a
lights
spray?
out.
Because we saw Ross Lyon give a real spray on the weekend.
He does, and one of the issues with Goody's sprays is he gave me one day against Richmond about 5 years ago
Sure.
at half time, and I came out and played extremely well in the second half, which means I respond well to Goody going.
Oh, yeah.
So now he goes at me a lot.
See, not the kids don't, do they? The kids don't.
Kids don't,
So,
yeah.
but the old school.
I don't love him, but
nuggety
I
guys
went
like
out and
you.
responded, which isn't great. But Ross did give one.
He gave a beauty on the
Yeah.
weekend.
On the sidelines too,
Pulled
in
the,
front of
pulled the
everyone.
subcord halfway through the second quarter.
Hasn't been many people subbed off before half time.
That's throwing your weight around.
Oh, yeah.
That's making a statement. Did you respond well to a spray?
Yeah, I could.
Did you
cop
get
a
many?
sp-
You wouldn't have
Oh
got
no,
many.
Rossi gave me a couple real good ones.
What was his beef?
Oh, chasing and tackling was never my thing. He walked in one day and he had the stats, and it was when we were flying, and he held the group pretty accountable. And he's got the stats, and he's going through. He's like, Kazichki, 1 tackle. Joey, 2 tackles. Lenny, 7 tackles.
Oh, Lenny,
I love
Lenny.
you, Lenny. Rui, 1 tackle for the year.
Got to go. Great to catch up with you again. So West Coast. This
West
year.
Coast in
Just
Perth,
remember,
yes.
they did get you in a prelim over there.
Yeah, well, they smacked us in the prelim over there.
Oh, why do you do it?
Don't
No,
do
no,
that.
I'm
you
just
do
trying
it?
to give him motivation.
It's
to
okay.
get
Well,
over the-
they beat us in this exact game last year. They beat us
Harley
by 8
Reid was
points.
off the
Harley
chain.
Reid,
So it's a
Harley
grudge
Reid went
match.
crazy. Yes, it is.
Get over there. Get the chockies.
Thank you.
Come back. We'll speak to you after another win.
Yes.
We'll
Another
see you later in the
TV.
week.
Yeah. See you later in the week.
Okay.